Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are really looking forward to is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren in this story, and exactly how they are both going to look like and be like on the big screen, how their interactions between each other are really going to be. I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty excited to see exactly how it's all going to be executed once the actual film hits theaters come December 19th of this year. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intriguing for Episode 9. Now, what's really exciting about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of both Rey and Kylo wielding their lightsabers in the middle of a rainstorm, where it's explained that during their battle, Luke's Force Ghost is guiding Rey by use of his voice, where Kylo is said to hear the voices of Palpatine as he duels with Rey. The next describes Rey throwing Anakin's lightsaber in mid-air like a boomerang, where she is controlling it in mid-air trying to hit Kylo Ren to defend herself. In order to defend herself, where her saber eventually comes flying back and just slicing Kylo's back, causing a minor injury. Another describes Kylo Ren falling down from the attack and getting back up, where the voice of Palpatine is telling Kylo Ren to kill her. This is when Kylo is said to use a burst of Force lightning against Rey, where she flies into a metal wall, where Kylo is said to walk over to her and begs her to turn to the dark side of the Force. Rey is said to refuse, and that she tells Kylo that there is too much Vader within him, and that it doesn't need to be this way. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this, obviously, because we do know that this film really is going to be diving very much deep into the emotions of Kylo Ren and Rey, and exactly where these characters stand in Episode 9. So let's go over this shocking move that Rey actually does in fact perform, where she throws Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber that now belongs to her, where she throws it in a fashion where it acts like a boomerang, where she's actually controlling it in mid-air, almost as if it's got a life of its own, moving around, spinning around, trying to hit Kylo Ren, eventually slicing his back, causing a minor injury, causing him to fall down. So, like I say, guys, this is nothing new from Legends and/or canon material. We've seen great examples of this being used, you know, from different Force-related characters, from anywhere from Legends to canon. You know, this is a popular attack and move that's now going to be applied to the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren, where Rey is able to use this technique against Kylo and cause a minor injury on his back in order to slow him down a bit. Now, this could most definitely tie directly into why he's got a little bit of a difficulty, if you will, going up against a new villain from what we have been going over within the third act of the film, is because we do know that by the time that the new villain arrives, both Rey and Kylo are worn out, and that's one of the big reasons as to why they're going to have a really hard time against this new foe. So, with that being said, alright, what I will say is that the other piece that really does stand out to me the most is how Rey is actually being guided by the Force Ghost voice of Luke Skywalker, where we also have the voice of Palpatine speaking to Kylo Ren and reaching out to him. So, I'm starting to believe now at this point, since the Palpatine voice is reaching out to Kylo during their saber duel, it really does make one wonder, who was Kylo talking to in The Force Awakens when he was talking to Darth Vader's melted helmet? It could have really been Palpatine all along, pretty much, you know, faking to be Darth Vader. For the longest time now, we always thought that Kylo was just crazy and talking to the helmet inside of his head and just making it up like there was a conversation going in order to inspire himself. However, there could be more to the story than that, where this voice of Palpatine reaching out to Kylo during his fight could absolutely tie directly into that scene in The Force Awakens. So that's where, you know, everything is starting to really connect with each other, you know, from Episode 9 to, of course, Episode 7. You can really see how it would fit all together into one big piece here. So the other one that I really want to go over is the moment in which, alright, Kylo actually has to, you know, go up against Rey, and Rey has to defend herself by, of course, you know, using whatever she can in order to fight Kylo Ren. So this is the moment in which eventually, alright, the Dark Acolyte appears, and the Dark Acolyte is actually said to use, alright, the Force Repulse technique eventually, and, you know, causing Kylo Ren and Rey to really have a hard time going up against this character, as well as Kylo Ren being able to use the burst of Force lightning against Rey. So we do know now that Kylo Ren is pretty much fully in tune with the dark side of the Force to the point where he's able to use Force lightning. And that to me tells a lot, because it says that J.J. Abrams really wants to make him a whole lot more evil than Darth Vader ever was. Darth Vader never got to do Force lightning or any of those techniques, right? So now we're getting Kylo Ren kind of like how Snoke and Palpatine was, where he's got all these different abilities and he's going to be able to use these abilities by the time the third act of the movie arrives, which I think is a really good way in order to evolve the character and make him seem more evil. A lot of people have always been requesting either J.J. Abrams or anybody else related to the sequel trilogy in order to make Kylo Ren feel like a true villain that has been very evil for at least a very long time. Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night.